Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Brandon, also known as Branmatt, and welcome back to yet another StarCraft II replay. Today we're going to be doing a lower league replay, and this is a diamond level, so they're still pretty up there. They're a pretty high up there ranking players, so definitely will be a fun game to watch, and I'm super excited to be able to watch it. So let's get right into it. We are on the map Frost LE, which as of recording this video, the season has just recently started in the past few days, and this is a brand new map into the ladder map pool. So 4 spawn locations on this map: top left hand, top right hand, bottom left hand, and bottom right hand corners. And quite a bit of an interesting map. I've been enjoying it so far, and hopefully I'll remember this map enough to be able to cast it, as I've played a few matches myself on the ladder, but still learning the maps. So, in the bottom left-hand corner, spawning as our red Protoss player is going to be Johnny. And then in the bottom right-hand corner, spawning as our blue Zerg player is going to be Flyhalf. Now, we are going to be using a new UI, Observer UI. If you watch my last couple of videos, you will see that I have been using a brand new Observer UI, so try to check them out, see what I can see with them, see what your opinion is as to how good those UIs look. So far we've had 2 of them, and this is the 3rd one. This 3rd one is essentially a reskin. It isn't really changing much up from the typical replay Observer UI that we see, but it is just making the text a little bit bigger. It's better for if you're viewing on a mobile screen or a tablet. It also just cuts out a lot of the extra stuff, so it has the map name and then time, the mini map, and then just cuts out all the stuff down here and just consolidates it down in this little corner. So it's a nice looking UI. Leave your opinion below. I'm interested in seeing what you guys think about it. So we have the spawning pool just finishing up now here for Flyhalf, and of course he's sent out his first Overlord to check up here in the top right hand corner, see if he can see anything. And this probe has been scouting all around. We'll be able to see this Zerg player right away, and we see that the Zerg player is actually throwing down a hatchery immediately. This map is interesting because it has a interesting expansion kind of thing going on here. So this is typically where you're going to throw down your natural expansion, and then you have 2 ramps. I think, yeah, one has rocks, one does not. And this one is hidden behind bushes, not really going to do you much good. It also has up like a little hidden back corner that you can go through with your own little petting zoo at the top. And your 3rd base will go right in there. So it's got quite an interesting map makeup. So different possibilities. You also have a base here, so it's kind of like consolidating you into your own little area down in each corner, but that can also be kind of dangerous. They are a little spread out as well. And the 3rd base is now coming down here for Flyhalf, and Johnny is attempting to go for this early expansion. As we can see, he has the photon cannon down, the forge, first gateway. He also has 2 gases down, and if we look at this base, he's already started mining here. A few Zerglings are looking around on the map now. It looks like a few of them are poking, and this Overlord's probably going to go up here and see if he can spot anything up in Johnny's main base. So Zergling's just sitting out here, seeing if they can spot anything as well. Cybernetics core about halfway done at this point. If we just look at the Zerg player, he's not really doing much either. He's just getting up his 2nd and 3rd base. And his 2nd base is actually completed. He's actually got a good amount of workers there immediately. A lot of drones mining. This Zergling is actually going to move out and might be able to get off a probe kill here. The 3rd base is down. This probe, if it's able to get in here, will be able to spot this 3rd base immediately, so he does now know that this 3rd base is coming down. That Zergling actually might be able to get a kill off, and there we go. That probe immediately goes down. This 3rd base is going to be finishing up. And it seems actually like our Zerg player is going to be building up more drones a lot quicker than our Protoss player. Protoss player continuing to chrono boost out workers, as well as we see that mothership core coming along now as well. First Stalker is out on the field. It's probably going to take down this Zergling and might be moved around to see if he can see anything else. It looks like he'll be taking down these drops. Not exactly sure why, but hey, why not? Overlord back here in the behind the base, and he's actually going to pull away from those rocks. Going to kill off a 2nd Zergling here, sending an Overlord across the map into the center, so he'll be able to spot any sort of unit movement going around him. And I don't feel that's going to be too terribly effective, especially as effective as this Zergling here at the Zelnaga Tower, which is going to be able to see everything that moves through, any sort of traffic moving through, aside from the traffic moving through in the back now. This isn't going to be as effective as he really isn't going to be going cross-map at this point. Stalker and 2 Stalkers and a Mothership Core out here. Looks like they'll be trying to put on as much pressure as possible. But Spine Crawler is about 75% of the way done, but it really won't be able to complete before it's killed off here. And getting awfully low here on health. The Mothership Core is obviously very weak. A few drones are going to die immediately here. The Mothership Core is very weak, so that Queen might actually be able to get off quite a bit. Might actually be able to get a kill here. Actually puts down a Time Warp on that Queen to prevent it from killing the Mothership Core. The Mothership Core is going to move in here. And that Queen will end up going down. And we also see those 2 Creep Tumors go down. Additional Zerglings being pumped out now. So he'll be able to clean up, or at least get off a Stalker kill and push back this force. Overlord moving through, seeing if you can spot anything. The 3rd base is about halfway done here for Johnny, just a bit above halfway done. And Flyhalf did a really good job at defending that attack off. He was able to get a little bit of damage, and if we check the unit's lost count, we see that a total of 3 workers were killed for Johnny. So he got off 3 work kills. Not too bad for that attack, but did again lose one of those Stalkers, and this Overlord looks like it will be going down to one of those Stalkers as well. Additional pylons, robotics facilities, and looks like these speed Zerglings are going to be moving very quickly into this 3rd base. But there are 2 photon cannons as well as a Zealot and 2 sentries here to defend that. Only 1 Zergling will actually get out of the base. Additional units coming in here to back up. So the 3rd base looks like it'll be fine for now. We do see that Blink is coming along in the Twilight Council, and also starting to get those upgrades researched. Ground weapons level 1. So at this point he looks like he's just building up that economy and starting to use that to his advantage. He has a handful of units here, enough to defend off against any of these Zergling pressures that we've seen, as well as being able to get up those upgrades very early on here. And that could serve a huge advantage later on. Mothership Core out here, probably out for some scouting reasons. And it's just going to sit out here, might be able to pull up behind. And here's a Zergling, so we'll be able to know if any additional Protoss attacks are pulled up through this ramp. We'll be able to see it right away, immediately be able to spot it, without having to sacrifice an Overlord or something like that. And this Mothership Core is getting dangerously close to that Zergling, and it looks like he will actually kill off that Zergling. So no attack coming, but it looks like that Zergling's going to quick come in here. Didn't really spot anything else. Starting to build up quite a force of roaches. If we look at the productions tab, he has 14 additional roaches coming along here on top of the 18 roaches he already has. These roaches starting to march across the map. A ton of them here. And so it looks like he's probably going to try to gear up for a lot of early pressure. And they're just rallied here. Looks like they'll move in. He might try to take out that 3rd base. Johnny does have this Immortal here, and if we check the production, he doesn't have any additional Mortals. He does have 2 Immortals now, but no additional Mortals on the way, but he does have that Dark Shrine coming along. And this Roach Force is moving in here. These Mortals are going to be able to do quite a bit of damage. Some good force fields are being thrown down here. He will be able to keep both of those. One Immortal actually just goes down, and he might lose that 2nd Immortal now. These Roaches coming in, putting as much pressure as possible down. And it looks like Stalker's dealing as much damage as they can. Additional Stalkers being warped in. Mothership Core is dealing a little bit of damage as well. Does not want to lose the space. He needs to keep warping in these units. Actually puts the Photon Overcharge here onto the Nexus. The Nexus getting a few kills itself. Pushing that Roach Force out. Roach is quite weak. Quite a bit of that force has lost quite a bit of health. That Mothership Core is going to be able to continue harassing this Roach Force. And it's going to continue moving in here, seeing if he can get up any additional Roach kills. Quite a bit of Stalkers. He needs to keep up his Immortal production. Immortals can do a ton of damage here, and he actually does finish up that Dark Shrine, so we'll be able to get Dark Templars very soon here, and that can deal a lot of damage as well if he decides to move them back to base. Using that Blink to his advantage, wants to keep up that Micro, so he does not lose many Stalkers, wants to keep as many Stalkers alive as possible. But just so many roaches pouring in here, he needs to continue producing these Stalkers, has additional Immortals on the way, as well as these Dark Templars. These Dark Templars will be able to deal quite a bit of damage, especially speaking that he doesn't have any sort of protection, doesn't have any Overseers over here just yet. And if you check the units tab, because he has 1 Overseer, that Overseer might be able to spot additional Stalkers. Just that Zealot and especially that Dark Templar dealing out quite a bit of damage here, getting additional weapons, and we'll be able to clean up this force, but we'll lose the Nexus. So the Nexus actually is cleaned up here, and then the entire Roach force is killed off. But so many more Roaches just piling in here. He won't be able to build up the third base for quite a bit of time. He's going to walk right into this Roach force and lose a lot of Stalkers right off the bat. And actually does lose that Dark Templar as well to that Overseer. And it looks like he's going to be able to clean up quite a bit of this force. Quite a few rogue kills might actually go down here as well. Getting an additional Zealots and Stalkers. He wants to try to kill off as many as possible here. Mike does get one Warp Gate killed off. He will not get the second Warp Gate. And Mothership Core still following along. Will actually lose that if he continues to do this. The Queen, it's a battle between that Queen. The Queen has quite low health, but it's a very weak Mothership Core. Continuing to move the creep in here, wants to continue reducing. If we look, he has 20 Zerglings along the way, as well as just got out a bunch of additional Roaches, continuing to keep up the pressure. And Stalkers blinking up here. Quite a few of these Roaches are on pretty low health and might end up killing that Queen, and the Queen actually does get killed off here, so that Mothership Core will be able to keep up its harassment, but does not deal that much damage. Might lose that one Immortal. He's trying to micro back to second Immortal, does not want to lose it. It's dealing out a lot of damage to those Roaches, but if he loses it, that could be absolutely fatal here. Additional Zealots coming in here, and GG. Congratulations to Flyhalf for winning the game. He did really well. Both of the players going for very early 3 base, but Flyhalf just using this very close location here. He's just able to go up his ramp from his third base over to the third base of Johnny. Continue to keep up the pressure. A lot of Roaches, tons and tons of Roaches pouring in here, and actually ends up killing off Johnny. So congratulations to Flyhalf for winning the game, and to both players for putting on a very good show. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to comment with your thoughts on the game. Leave your comments down below, and also tell me what you think about the UI and the various other UIs that I've shown off so far, and which one's your favorite and why. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like the video if you have not already, and favorite maybe even, and of course subscribe to the channel if you have not already as well. Thanks to all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.